station.
Husker fans know when you work together, great things happen. At Cornhusker Bank, they're more than your financial partner. With 5 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Omaha, they're your neighbors, your teammates, and your biggest fans. Whether you're saving for your first home, planning your future, or growing your business, they're right here in Nebraska to help you move forward together. Visit cornhusker.bank to learn more. Cornhusker Bank, member FDIC. Doing life together.
Deciding on a college with your high school senior can be a little overwhelming for parents. But applying for money to pay for it is simple. FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, is now easier than ever with fewer questions and faster fill-out times. If you have a high school senior, now is the time to apply for thousands of dollars for classes, books, and housing. Get started, Nebraska, at dothefafsa.org. Sponsored by Education Quest Foundation. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Get geared up for savings like you've never seen before during Elway Days. Their biggest sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th when every red tag machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location.
Imagine hitting rewind on your life 10, even 20 years. With testosterone therapy from Limitless Male, you can turn back the aging clock and get your edge, energy, and confidence back. If you've lost your drive, sleep deprived, muscle loss, belly fat, irritable, you're not the guy you once were. Get your T levels checked at Limitless Male. More and more men are realizing hormone replacement can turn back the clock. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People Seeding Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Strap up your headgear and lock in on Husker Wrestling. This is All In on 93.7 The Ticket with two-time All-American Caleb Smith.
Caleb Smith looking to end this one with a fall at 125. And Smith able to rock back. Now he's got him tights, and he gets the fall.
And Caleb Smith enjoying himself here. He will get the 2-0 victory. Avenges his loss from earlier in the year, and that is his 100th career victory. Congratulations, Caleb Smith.
And 2025 national champion, Ridge Lovett.
But notice Ridge elevates his head.
He's using his head.
He's using his forehead.
Oh, my goodness.
And hips up.
Short time.
Right down to the wire. And the drought is over. Nebraska with a national champion for the first time since 2011.
What started in Post Falls, Idaho, is punctuated in Philadelphia. Ridge Lovett in his 6th year, a title winner.
All In is sponsored by Stevens and Smith Construction. Here are your hosts of All In, Caleb Smith and Ridge Lovett.
Welcome back, everybody. All In. Caleb Smith, your host here tonight. And obviously, we're going to cover all the Husker sports. Want to touch a little bit on our basketball teams. Looking pretty sharp, scoring a lot of points. Dangerous from three, as always. And that's nice to see. As a Husker fan, I like to see everybody have a little Steph Curry in them.
Yeah, Sanford's been unreal.
Unreal.
6th man out of Iowa. Now he looks like looks like an all Big Ten player.
It really does. Like he looks like he knows he belongs out there.
It's fun. I don't know how much basketball you watch, but even in that game, I was nervous. I was like, we'll see if Nebraska basketball can keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously talking about the men's, and we'll get to the women's too. As I don't know if you watched that Creighton game they had on Wednesday. It was humbling for Creighton to say the very least. And Britt Prince had a great game, but
I saw that we had a couple people have a really good game that game.
Yeah, it's been fun. There's been a lot of wins in Husker land. We'll get to the Husker wrestling as well. We kind of talked about that off air. It wasn't the best weekend for them, but you guys did walk away with $75,000 out of national duels. Yeah, so you guys still want some money. And the point is not to peak too early. Not saying that you could just take losses and make them excuses, but we'll certainly get into that over their weekend, which had a good start and then a kind of a cold finish. But plenty of things left, and I'd say let's start on some of the positives. And I know it's all in, but I forgot you're a Panthers fan.
I am.
And we can loop them into the all in because I think we're all rooting for the Panthers at this point.
We have to.
And especially Bryce Young, the cards that he's been dealt. Your Panthers got a huge win, and I think it was a revenge game as well, if I remember correctly, because you guys got embarrassed by the Falcons at the beginning of the year.
It was pretty bad, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, really bad.
I'm going to double check because I want to say it was not just bad. It was horrendous.
Division matchup, too.
Yeah, you guys lost. Oh, no, that's right. You guys won that one 30-0. It was supposed to be a revenge game for the Falcons, and then your Falcons lose again in overtime. Panthers win 30-27, and now you're looking at the Panthers. They're 6-5.
Yeah, we've kind of turned our season around in an instant. It feels like Rico Dowdle's going crazy, and I mean it helps whenever you have a quarterback that can do both run and throw and make something happen, and then you got a running back to save you. Now I feel like our receivers are. Sometimes we struggle there.
Yeah, you're a little weak in the wide receiver.
We need Steve Smith Jr. back. That was my guy.
Steve Smith Jr.
Yeah, we need him back. But other than that, Panthers look pretty good. Defense is not doing too shabby either.
Think you can catch the Panthers in that division? What are they? And in the NFC South, like I don't think the Falcons or Saints. You beat the Falcons twice already. The Saints are sitting there at 2-8. The Buccaneers are 6-4. They took a loss this weekend, but the Panthers got a win this weekend. They're sitting at 6-5. They're only one game behind in the loss column. Can the Panthers catch up to the Buccaneers, or is Baker Mayfield and crew too much?
No, I don't think Baker Mayfield. I mean, he's really good, and they have a really good team, a solid team. But I feel like our team's starting to believe in themselves again. Like they look like they want to win.
Well, Liam Cohen's been a nice surprise too.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure where he'd be as a head coach. Everyone made fun of him for the Duval press conference that went viral, but it seems like the team's rallying. And Bryce Young, again, just to put in perspective the game he had. Let me
video
go back
game
to
stats right there.
Yeah, Bryce Young in this one was 31 for 45, 448 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Sheesh.
And I think that's a franchise record for passing yards.
It was actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is just insane to me. You go from benching this guy and then he thinks that he's not going to start, and then Rod Wave texted him on Twitter, said, "Hey, come talk to me." And after that, he hasn't looked back. He's been going insane.
Who'd they bench him for again? Was it Russell Wilson? No, it wasn't
Dalton.
Wilson. Yeah, that's right, Dalton.
Yeah.
And then Dalton got hurt, and then he came back in, and it was just kind of a mess because you're going in, and he played well, and it kind of got him his job back. But I wanted to bring them in the all-in because I feel like we're all rooting for the Panthers. I am a Baker Mayfield fan, but the Panthers,
I am too.
They're due for one.
We're due for something. Just give us a little bit, please. We need something. I mean, we don't have the basketball. We don't got no baseball. We don't got our hockey team is all right. That might be the best sport in North Carolina, honestly.
Right now?
I would say.
Yeah, probably.
And I mean,
what are the Panthers in the NHL?
They're like their hockey team.
Where's their city?
It's in
There's so many Florida teams. I always
The
forget.
Hurricanes. Is it Charlotte? Charlotte. Yeah. The Bojangles Arena. I wrestled in there. They had a tournament there. It's called the Bojangles Arena, and it's called Holy Angels was the tournament. It was like a big tournament for North Carolina. There'd be some South Carolina, some Georgia kids come in. It was pretty cool. It was cold though.
That's a pretty sick venue to do it in, though.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, then we'll get off the Panthers and we'll talk some Nebraska sports. You're Panthers. Have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games left. Give me the record out of these 6 games. You got the 49ers on the road.
No.
Okay. Take an L there. You got the Rams at home.
I think we can win that.
All right. 1-1. Saints on the road.
Yeah, we could definitely.
Definitely get that one. I like you in that game. So you got 2-1. Buccaneers at home. And you got Buccaneers twice in your last 3 games of the season, which will be huge to decide who wins this division.
That's so crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a legitimate chance the Panthers can steal this because they get the Buccaneers twice in the season.
I think we either win. We're gonna go 1-1 in that series. So
okay, so 1-1. We'll say you lose the first one to make it dramatic.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Seahawks at home. That's tough though. Sam Darnold. He had a bad game this weekend.
Hopefully, he has a bad game again.
You're banking on it.
I am.
If he does, then
we got a really good shot.
Yeah, and then you know, if we're giving the Buccaneers the first one, we'll say you get the second one, and that puts the Panthers likely to win the division.
Yeah,
which would be crazy.
It'd be the first time in I don't even know how many years, like a long time, probably since Cam Newton era.
Probably, yeah. I think you would have to go back there. It's just
2015,
it's tough
2016.
because you look at that NFC South and like it's been so bad forever. It's incredible that even the Panthers haven't had that opportunity, but maybe this is the year for them. We're all rooting for them a little bit. The Buccaneers, the Panthers. I think more people probably rooting for the Panthers there. Well, that being said, that's the NFL segment. I just want to put some light on the Carolina Panthers because things are looking up for them. Things are also looking up in Huskerland. We talked about the men's hoops. Stanford looked awesome. They scored 105 points, which was last time they scored 105 points was in 1994 versus Oklahoma.
Wow.
Which is just kind of crazy. The same thing worked out.
History repeats itself, huh?
History did indeed repeat itself. And you know, what is your goal? Like if you had to set a metric for what you expect out of Husker basketball?
I want to see it seems like they want to live and die by the 3, so I want to see a lot of that. But I also want to see a lot of like making 3-pointers. And I want to see just hardcore defense. You know, defense really wins you championships in any sport that you play. So I would like to see us get more stops in transition and also like maybe some more steals, turnovers. Forcing turnovers, I think, really changes the game of basketball because it just mentally makes people have a lapse for a second. Saying, dang, how did that happen?
Yeah, and the way Nebraska's moving the ball as well, you like them a lot. I think their assist totals have been phenomenal. So if they can keep producing turnovers, is there a March Madness? Is that an expectation? Like to make, and not just making it, but getting a March Madness win?
Got to win at least one game. Like
just one, right?
If you just show up, I'm very proud of you. I'm very happy. But as a Nebraska former athlete and somebody that still trains at the university, we expect greatness. And greatness is trying to go far in that tournament. So, you know, you showed up last time. Next time, make it past the first round. Then make it past the next round. The next thing you know, you're national champion. Like it's just incremental growth, and it has to be just 1% more. We can't go there and then, you know, be kicked out first round. That's never fun.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about being due for one.
Yeah, like we're due for one.
The men's basketball program's due for one more than any other program in the country. I mean, they've been there even when they've had like a higher seed where they're the 6 seed playing the 12. They've found ways to drop that in the past, and it's been a while since we were able to get there consistently. 2 years ago, we made it. Last year, no Rink Mass, no Keisei Tominaga. Bryce Williams, Juwan Gary played great, but we make it to the college basketball crown. We win that, which is great, but we need that tournament win. And I do like Fred Hoiberg a lot.
I do too.
I think he's like, this is the most Fred Hoiberg team we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like in how they play and how that offense is flowing. And then having Rink Mass back. I know you and me talked about him before the season even started. And he is so good.
He is.
Like what he's able to do in that high-low game it's
crazy.
Puts teams on edge.
It does.
And you even heard, I don't know if you saw that clip of the Oklahoma head coach talking about Nebraska.
I haven't seen that yet.
He basically says that's a tournament team.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like we're honestly a sleeper team this year.
I think
we're a dark horse.
That's what the Oklahoma head coach was trying to get in front of.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, listen, a lot of you guys are going to say this is a bad loss. How could you lose to Nebraska? And he's just putting it out there, like what they do with that pick and pop, and then also just having a post game, which is dead in today's world of basketball.
It is.
Just things that we can do with Rink Mass with that pick and pop, and then also his back to the hoop. And then you got Sanford, who's playing excellent. Like, I think he's putting it out there. So, like, this is not a bad loss. Like, these guys are going to be good as the season goes along here. Because I'd imagine he watched that BYU exhibition game. So, like, okay, they got some offense.
Mm-hmm.
And then watched us continue outside of that Maryland. Blanking on that. It wasn't Maryland, the Maryland Terrapins, but it was some other smaller Maryland school. That was the worst one we looked. We won that one despite bad shooting. And then we moved on to Oklahoma, and we kind of looked like back to the normal.
Right.
So the sky's the limit. I think this might be the team to finally break through and get a March Madness win.
I think that it could be too. And I feel like I was talking to one of the players, and he said he transferred from, I think originally like Charlotte or something down there, like near where my old school was.
Marcus Lawrence?
Yeah, him.
Mhm.
And he was saying, like, this is the closest that I've ever felt on a team. And that I think that this team is going to be really good because everybody wants to play for each other, which once again is in any team that you see, pros and, amateurs, college athletes, like if you have a reason that's bigger than yourself, if you have something to fight for as far as your teammates and whatnot, you have a chance to be really, really good no matter what you are.
Well, then, I think it's probably why it's so fun is like there's that unselfishness. So like Sanford, he has 28 points. Rink Mast has 26 points. Berkay Beruktanjal has 16. Jamarcus Lawrence has 14. And Cale Jacobson has 10. You got
Spreading the love.
5 dudes in double digits. And, you got 28 to 26 to 16 to 14. So, and Jamarcus Lawrence, he had 8 shots. Berkay Beruktanjal had 7. Rink Mast 16. And obviously Sanford, hot hand. He's going to have the most. He had 18. And even Cale Jacobson was 3 for 3. You're just spreading the ball around. And in that game, what was the assist total? Yeah, 20 assists on the night. Like, that's a fun team to play for.
Oh, yeah.
When you just know if I work hard and get open, they're going to feed me.
Yeah, and I got a chance to make a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're going to be at 3 and we're going to let it rain, but we got a team that can score a lot of points because they feed the ball. And that's fun to watch. I like seeing team ball. I don't really like the ISO ball game, that gets kind of boring after a while. I want to see somebody involved as a team. Like the teams who don't dribble and they just, you see them passing the ball and like they're like maybe take 2 dribbles in a possession, but they pass the ball so many times that makes the other team fall apart. That's just so cool to me. That's teamwork at its finest.
I forgot there's a high school team that does that somewhere where the coach, it's like one dribble. That's all you get. And they've won like state championships.
That's what I'm saying.
Just like good ball movement. It's hard. I mean, your coach says it all the time. Not very many kids listen, but passing's faster than dribbling.
It is.
So you just get that ball moving. Team's got to, it's like the Spurs back in the day. When you had Mr.
Gosh.
Fundamental, Kawhi Leonard, Ginobili, Tony Parker.
They had everybody.
And the ball was just zipping around though. Like despite having so much talent on that team, it just stayed moving.
Like all of those guys could have got minimum 20 points if they wanted to.
Oh, 100%.
But they're over there, let me drive to the hoop and then hit a behind the back pass.
Mhm.
Oh, that wasn't good enough. I'll do it behind the back pass. And then, you know what? I'll throw it back to you. You go cut.
Also just conserves a ton of energy.
Yeah.
When you're just whipping it around and like just not dribbling, not like I like James Harden, that career run he had was fun, but it's really easy to stop it. Like when you got to the playoffs, it's like, okay, if we stop James Harden, we win.
Yeah, exactly.
And they would often lose a lot in the playoffs because it's easy to scheme against one dude, stop him. When you got to scheme against the team that passes the ball really well, they're always going to be looking for your weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's just tougher to scout and scheme against. And that's why I just like this Nebraska basketball team. And I think that's why we got the credit from Oklahoma. It was just our ability to move the ball around and not be predictable on offense is just going to make us, a real pain. That's why like Chris Paul, like one of my favorite players, Jokic.
Me too. He's from North Carolina. Or not enough.
Chris
he
Paul?
went to school in North Carolina. Chris Paul did.
He was drafted by the Hornets too, wasn't he?
Yeah. He went to my fiance's high school, actually.
Did he really?
Yeah. West Forsyth.
Does he got like a legendary background over there?
Yeah, he's pretty popular back there. Like he has this club team called CP3.
Mhm.
And like a lot of people on my high school basketball team would go practice with him. And like this was when he was like really, really, kind of in the peak of his career. He'd be coming down coaching these guys, AAU. And sometimes he would go and speak at the schools and like give out $50 for somebody to answer the question. It was
Really?
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, he's but that's why I like those players because Chris Paul, undersized guard,
Mhm.
wasn't the most athletic. He was really quick when he was younger, but especially as he started aging, like he was nowhere near the most athletic dude on that court. But he just kept it going because he's such a good playmaker. And I'm a romantic when it comes to the playmakers in any sport.
Me too. Like
'Cause
those are
that's the
the
way you
people
get
you want to
wins.
watch too.
Oh, 100%.
Like they do the dirty work and they make it look cool too. Like what's better than that?
Well, and like even guys like Sam Hoiberg on the
Mhm.
Nebraska basketball team, he doesn't take a ton of shots, but he puts a ton of hustle out there, and then he always makes the right pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I love when Sam Hoiberg has the ball, just because he's going to make the right decision, and like that's the type of confidence I have for this Nebraska basketball team. And quickly on the women's side, these guys are dominating as well. Now it's still early in the season, so take it with a grain of salt. And I don't think Creighton's very good this year, but it'd be Northwestern State, and that was their first game of the year, 103-46. So
Yeah.
talking about high scoring offenses. Then they beat Sanford 80-46, and then they get Creighton, dominate them 84-50. And that was one. I don't know if you saw, Britt Prince had an awesome ankle breaker.
Yeah,
The
I
chick-
did see that.
Yeah. The way I can explain it, the worst type of ankle breaker you can get is when you fall forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to kind of fall backwards. When they
if
got
you touch earth, that's what we call it. You touch earth, you touch the ground, and yeah, that's pretty bad.
Well, would you like even if I touched earth with my butt, it's embarrassing. If I touch earth and it's to the point where you cross me up so bad that I fall on my knees and it looks like I'm praying,
Those are the worst though.
I mean you're
vulnerable.
That's tough.
It's way more vulnerable than getting put on your butt.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
Like
if I get put on my butt, I'm like, oh, I tripped.
yeah, you can kind of play it
Yeah.
off. Like, it looks bad. It's always embarrassing. But when it's like a hard, like just your knees hit the ground, it's like you might as well say a prayer while you're down there.
You got to.
It's
God,
it's
please
tough.
don't let this happen again. That's what I'd be saying.
Yeah. And Britt Prince has been amazing. I won't name the player that she crossed up, but it's just an incredible one. So they 84-50. And then they had North Dakota State, actually the closest game of the year so far, 82-70. We'll see how good North Dakota goes as they continue their season. But I think North Dakota State's pretty solid. They might be. Yeah, they have two losses, but one of them's to Gonzaga, and they lost one 81-66, and then they lost to Nebraska. They got Tulane coming up next. But it's been great for the women and men's teams. Amy Williams, Fred Hoiberg. I like what those guys got going on, and I honestly think we're in a position here to have some really good fall sports, especially in the basketball scene.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of success.
Like when you were growing up, did anybody ever talk about Nebraska basketball and anything?
I never heard about Nebraska basketball.
Yeah, and that's totally fair.
Never.
Like we've talked about their history in the past, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Hopefully we can change the tide on that. The women obviously have won some tournament matches already. The men, that's still on the radar. But right now, both teams look solid. With that being said, this is All In. We got Caleb Smith. I'm Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. Don't go anywhere. We got two more segments talking everything Husker Athletics right here, 93.7 The Ticket.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Get geared up for savings like you've never seen before during Elway Days. Their biggest sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th when every red tag machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location.
Imagine hitting rewind on your life 10, even 20 years. With testosterone therapy from Limitless Male, you can turn back the aging clock and get your edge, energy, and confidence back. If you've lost your drive, sleep deprived, muscle loss, belly fat, irritable, you're not the guy you once were. Get your T levels checked at Limitless Male. More and more men are realizing hormone replacement can turn back the clock. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? they find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Husker fans know when you work together, great things happen. At Cornhusker Bank, they're more than your financial partner. With 5 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Omaha, they're your neighbors, your teammates, and your biggest fans. Whether you're saving for your first home, planning your future, or growing your business, they're right here in Nebraska to help you move forward together. Visit cornhusker.bank to learn more. Cornhusker Bank, member FDIC. Doing life together.
Deciding on a college with your high school senior can be a little overwhelming for parents. But applying for money to pay for it is simple. FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, is now easier than ever with fewer questions and faster fill-out times. If you have a high school senior, now is the time to apply for thousands of dollars for classes, books, and housing. Get started, Nebraska, at dothefafsa.org. Sponsored by Education Quest Foundation. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to All In on 93.7 The Ticket with your hosts, Caleb Smith and Ridge Lovett.
Welcome back in. All In, Harrison Arns, Caleb Smith. We're talking some wrestling off air, and I think it's fair and we'll talk about wrestling over this weekend. Nebraska wrestling had the national duels. They did walk home with $75,000. They made it to the semifinals with as far as they went. They started off, beat Lehigh pretty convincingly. Then they went on to number 11 Michigan. Looks pretty solid there. I think it was like 25 to
17
or something like that. Let me double check. I don't want to misspeak on it, but they win that one 24-14. And then it was Ohio State in the semifinals. They lose that one 3-33. And then it was Oklahoma State to decide third place, and they dropped that one 6-33. So they get fourth place out of the national duels down there in Tulsa. I think we got to talk about Ohio State a little bit first.
Yeah, we got to talk about Ohio State for sure.
Was this a known factor heading into it? I was talking to DP, I was talking to you. New roster, a lot of new faces on that team, and I don't know if anyone is expecting this kind of jump. Ohio State would go on to beat Nebraska and then get Iowa in the championship, and then just dusted Iowa to the point to where they won it and Iowa forfeited. How many was it, the last 3 matches?
It was their last match. Instead of throwing the heavyweight out there, save some pride, they said, nah, let's pack it up.
They packed it up on that last one. Was that on the radar at all for Ohio State this year?
Well, prior to the season, looking at the people there started picking up, they picked up a lot of people, but a lot of people with talent. They have some returners, like their 141 is national champ. I think 2-time national champ returner, who Brock Hardy wrestles a lot. And at 125, I wrestled one of their guys. I guess I'll give you a little explanation on to how good their team is. So they have a 33-pounder who's a freshman, who is the starter, because the previous 33-pounder couldn't beat the freshman. And because he couldn't beat the freshman, he cuts all the way down to 125, and he's pretty big 33-pounder. This guy wrestled Vandy like 3 times last year, maybe twice, and cuts all the way down to 125 to try to earn a spot. So he wrestles the 125-pounder named Brandon McCrone in a tournament and gets beat by him after he cuts the weight down. But he gets thrown into the lineup in one of the duels, ends up getting a pin pretty quick against a pretty highly ranked person. So they got talent everywhere. And, initially, like looking at it, I knew that they were going to be good. But me and Ridge were looking at it the night before we wrestled them, and we were like, this is going to be a lot closer than maybe we might have expected if we're not ready to wrestle. And when you start off the duel and you lose a couple matches, like that momentum carries over and helps people believe more than they should or less than they should. It works both ways. And
kind of felt like that was the pattern for, both Oklahoma State and Ohio State, where it's just kind of cold starts and all of a sudden you were seeing the 7 beat the 6, the 10 beat the 5, the 1 lose to the 2. I mean, it just kind of felt like the momentum we never were able to get back in those final 2 matches.
Yeah, we looked a little flat, I'd say. And that's not something that I'd normally see. But obviously there's some injuries on our team, and it's the beginning of the year. So should we hit the panic button? No, I'm not hitting the panic button. If you're hitting the panic button, then maybe you're not a real true Husker wrestling fan.
Or just a wrestler, period.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's
Megan,
just,
if you're going to quit that early.
Yeah, that's just how it goes. And the great thing about this is when this happened last year at UNI, nobody talks about it except for the people who know. And that tournament or that match changed our trajectory of our season because it made us realize, okay, if we don't change some things, we're going to keep getting our feelings upset. And I don't like having my feelings upset. So we made it a point that, hey, you're accountable. Everybody in this is accountable. From the starter to the person who may never see the lineup or might. Like, you're still just as important as a person who's going out there. And I think that's something that we're going to have to just reinforce. The guys are going to have to reinforce. But we saw a lot of good matches this weekend. I think, we're talking about heavyweight. AJ Ferrari looked darn good.
Yeah, because the guy he was going up against, how much of a weight advantage did he have? Like a good 50 pounds?
Probably, at least. Probably.
And AJ still picked him up by one leg.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he looked pretty impressive. I was surprised that he lost the match he lost because he wrestled with the intensity to where I thought the ref would make a call that would favor us, and it just didn't happen. But he did everything that I thought he should have.
Same ref at UNI last year.
Same ref at UNI. I don't know what his beef is with Manning or one of the coaches, but he does not like us, and it's very apparent in those matches. If you look at some of the takedowns, like, this is how I explain it. If I punch you in the face and, you get mad at me, I'm like, okay. But if you punch me in the face and I'm just like, turn my face, that's what he was doing. Like, he was like, oh, it doesn't matter when they do it, but like, if y'all do it, we got a problem. And it was just kind of, it's just frustrating. You can't beat the ref, but you can't leave it in the ref's hands.
Yeah, and that's where it's tough. Like, how subjective are the refs when it comes to wrestling?
Oh, man.
Because that seems like one of the bigger challenges. I don't want to make it like a cop out. Like, well, like you guys would all admit, like,
right.
Wasn't your day.
No, it wasn't our best performance by far. Like, that is 100% on us. Is there other factors that contributed to it? 100%. But mostly is that on us? I would say 99% of that was our fault. 1% might be the refs or how you feel or whatever.
But even like fans don't like watching bad officiating.
Exactly.
I don't care if it's a blowout. Like, bad calls are bad calls.
They are, and they hurt. They really hurt.
Well, yeah, and that's always I hate. It's a fair argument. Like, people lose games and they'll be like, that call was terrible, and it's like, yeah, you're only saying that because you lost. And it's like, well, win or lose, like, no one should ever applaud bad officiating.
No,
like that's a lose for the winner and the loser. Because even if you won that game, I mean, bad officiating will get you eventually.
It will.
If it's a consistent problem throughout the league. And I don't know, maybe wrestling, it's really not that bad. And football, it's a constant conversation, even in the NFL. With wrestling, though,
it's the same.
Yeah, it's just a tough one because some of those can be a little bit objective.
But you know who the refs are. Like there's about 2 or 3, maybe max like 5 refs where you're like, all right, if I'm on the mat with this guy, I cannot let it be close at all. Like I cannot put myself in a position to where he can make a call against me because I know he will.
Mm-hmm.
And they will. And honestly, they don't really care what you feel or what's right or wrong. They kind of, the problem with wrestling is like the crowd will get so loud sometimes that the refs will either listen or if the coaches say something to the ref, because they're chatting. And that's a lot of stuff that the fans don't see. That when the refs make a bad call, the coaches are chatting.
It's like the NFL where you see them get off the sideline
Yeah,
and
that's
just
exactly
get
what
right
it
into
is.
that ref's ear.
The only thing is they don't zoom in on our coaches. If they did, I think wrestling would be so much more popular because some of the stuff they say is hilarious and some of it I'm like, wow. But they make like this weekend was a perfect example. I saw a bad call be made and coach let him know how he felt. And after that, the same takedown, quote unquote, that we gave up or that another team gave up, when the other team got in that position, they didn't give it to him. And we're like, how does that make sense? You just did the same thing. And he's just like, mind your business.
Cross the arms,
Yeah.
moving on.
Yeah, that's when you're like, all right, this is not good. But overall, I thought that we had some good performances. Jacob Van D looked pretty darn good. Brock Hardy looked pretty darn good. Christopher Minto looked pretty good. Silent, like I think our guys look pretty good. It's just a matter of figuring out how we can compete more as a team and less as individuals right now. I don't think that we had necessarily the amount of support that we wanted for each other in those matches. Like I don't think that we wrestled necessarily for each other as much as we could have, and that makes a big difference. But at the same time, when things get a little sticky, when bad calls are made, finding a way to rebound, that's what is going to have to be made. Like that's the change that's going to have to be made in order for us to find the success that we want.
Well, and, as Hardy says on YouTube, Hustler Wrestling will bounce back. He said we had a tough this weekend, but it is how you finish.
That's all that
Let's
matters.
go without adding an explicitive in there. But I agree. And we kind of talked about that off air. No one should ever clap and applaud a loss, especially to, I would say the guys, I don't want to use embarrassing, but I know the guys like look at that with disgust.
Mhm.
And like, that's not us. How do you, in your guys' past, like kind of using that you and I, how do you let something like this kind of fuel and redirect your team?
Man, I was fuming for a minute, like just extremely frustrated, kind of broken. And then my teammates just told me, "Hey, it's going to be okay." And after they kept telling me, like I kind of let my guard down and I said, we gotta like obviously we need to remember how that felt. And whenever we don't feel like doing something, we need to think about how that felt. So we do it anyways. Because I don't want to have that same feeling. But from this point on, we're gonna make sure that everybody's on the same page. And if you're not, then we're gonna call you out. Doesn't matter who you are.
I think that's how it has to be.
It has to be. Like you have to be very blunt in this sport. Which can, it's not always nice, but you have to be very honest with yourself so you can get the results you want. Because if you're not honest with yourself and then you keep repeating the same thing, who's to blame? So only the people that are out there wrestling. We have the best coaches in the nation. Like that performance, honestly, not on the coaches. From an athlete, I saw it. It was not on the coaches. They prepared us. I felt like the guys were ready. Like I just went and wrestled pretty well at my tournament. I think everybody is still at that elite level. Was it our day? Not so much. And are we 100%? No. But at the same time, we're unfinished products, and that's something that our coaches live by. So understanding that we have more work to do, and eventually that people only really care about 5 days in March.
Yep.
And it's the Big Ten tournament and the national tournament. 2 for the Big Ten tournament, 3 for nationals. That's all they care about. That's all they remember. Nobody talks about Ridge losing to Kyle Parko at Iowa. But they say, hey, Ridge Lovett, can I get a picture with you? National champ. Like they remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Antrell Taylor. Like he's feeling the pressure of being a national champ, getting everybody's best shot. And it's hard to rise up to that occasion every single time, especially when you have this big target on your back. Like,
and the dude's 50 pounds heavier.
Exactly. Exactly. Like that dude looked big.
Again, shout out AJ Ferrari.
Yeah. But at the same time, like that's what you want. Pressure is a privilege, and understanding that these guys are going to be coming after me, and no matter what they do, I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to give it my best effort, and the results are going to be what the results are.
I like that quote. Pressure is a privilege.
It is. And that's what they tell us. That's what they teach us. And our thing is effort, attitude, always. If you focus on those three things all the time, then the results start to find themselves the way that you want them to be.
Do you kind of miss being the party starter? I know PP hopped in here.
I do. I really do. I was sitting on the sideline, and I was just like, dang, like I really wish I was out there right now.
I mean, why is that first one so important?
Because it's just the tone setter. Like, it's like you go into a restaurant, you get an appetizer and it's trash. You're probably going to want to leave right away.
Hey, yeah.
But if you get one and you're like, wow, this is really good. I can't wait for the entree. Like, that's what it basically is. For those of you who might not understand wrestling as much, it's the way you start off the show. And you want to start off with a bang. Even if you lose, it's just the way that you conduct yourself and the way that you carry yourself. You have to go out there giving your teammates something to inspire them. And it doesn't always have to be a win. Like, I didn't win every single match, especially in duels. I think I performed a lot worse in duels than I do in tournaments. But I always showed them that I was ready to fight. And when I show them I'm ready to fight, then even the other team is like, oh, this is going to be tough tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night.
Exactly.
Like, even if we come out with this, we're going to be feeling it.
Like, whoever starts it off is basically the standard for the rest of the night. That's how I would think about it. And it's either going to be like, this guy is who they're going to wrestle like the whole night, or we could do that, So
that's how it should be, right? Because like, if you shouldn't have the first fight, as a tune-up.
Exactly.
It doesn't represent what we are. Like, that first fight's it's your sample size.
Yeah.
Like, to your point with the appetizer, like, that's the sample. If it sucks, well, I'm already thinking a little bit negatively, and subconsciously, that stuff always plays a part. So, like, especially for the other team's confidence, say if I'm sitting here and like I'm the 10 seed and I know I got, the number 5 seed coming up, and that first match kicks off, and I just watched for, hypotheticals, we'll just say the 2 seed fall down to the 7 seed. It's like, our 7 seed just got a huge win. Why can't I do the same?
Exactly.
And then that's just kind of what it felt like. We're just, that momentum shifted. And then it's so hard to get that back. I mean, to me, it feels like football. When you lose that momentum, it is a brutal thing to try to capture.
It is. It's something that's, it's gained and lost in an instant. It's tough.
What's your advice for the people that have to go out there for that first match?
Just surrender the outcome and fight. If I could give anybody any advice for their career and you're the first guy starting it off, don't worry about winning or losing. Just fight and show them that this is going to be a battle. Because once they see that, a lot of people, everybody wants to quit. Everybody wants to quit. You just have to give them a reason. And by fighting, that's the reason.
I don't think the guys will, get better. It's also a tough position to be in with the weigh-ins and just like having to turn around really fast. And
2-day weigh-in, first time they've had that. So a 2-day weigh-in works every single day for wrestling. So this is replicating the Big Ten tournament is what the weigh-in was. You get a pound each day. So it goes 125, 126, 127. So for them, it was 125, 126, 141, 142. But in like freestyle, you had to make the same scratch weight both days. It's a little different.
That's brutal.
It is brutal.
The two weigh-ins. And again, like, it's just that first match, that time crunch would be the hardest thing. So, maybe it's some of that too, just like kind of getting used to that and like having to be that first one out there and you get the weigh-in. Like, how much downtime do you really have after you weigh in if you're that first match?
If you're the first guy, I'd say you might have like 50 or so minutes. Because you got to start walking. Whatever you ate, you got to walk around and let your body digest it. Otherwise, you're going to feel it in your stomach when you're warming up.
Like you're coming straight off that weigh-in.
Yeah.
So you're just like already probably lacking a little bit of nutrition, or if you did it just right, you're still kind of just hovering around that line. Make it tough one. So, maybe that's part of it as well. I mean, was it a struggle for you at first?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, I was used to 1 hour weigh-ins.
So you were.
No, I struggled a little bit, but like when we got 2 hour weigh-ins, I was like, oh, this is over for everybody. Because they let me get an extra hour. I'm going to feel way better than I felt the past couple times.
Well, let's hope some of those guys can get to that. I do think, as on YouTube, they pointed out early in the season, same thing with any sport. The postseason is what everybody remembers, doesn't excuse the losses, but a lot on the table for Husker wrestling, too. No reason to panic or go anywhere near that panic button just yet. That being said, that is going to wrap it up for the second segment. Don't go anywhere. We got one more segment on the other side. Harrison Arns, Caleb Smith. This is All In.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sapp Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sapp Brothers, enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. As Husker Country knows, the only thing stronger than the roar at Memorial Stadium is the drive of a farmer putting food on the table. Fuel your farm with Sapp Brothers Petroleum and enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. Visit sapbros.net today. Sapp Brothers Petroleum, fueling the heartland. Go Big Red.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
This fall, Baumgars has everything you need to get your farm ready for the season. Stock up on livestock feed, deer corn, and pine shavings to keep your animals fed and your farm running smoothly. Need tools for your fall projects? Grab DeWalt power tools and grass seed to keep your fields in top shape before winter. From your barn to your backyard, Baumgars has you covered. Get ready for the season with everything you need to finish those fall fix-ups. Baumgars, field, farm, and fall fix-ups.
Are you looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through October at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 2.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by a qualified standard rate for another 36 months. Whether you're thinking of this year's harvest or planning ahead, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your local Landmark Implement for more details, or check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Schaefer's is celebrating its 79th anniversary with special rebates, financing, savings, and free delivery store-wide.
Update your home with innovative Samsung appliances and save up to an additional $900 with rebates. Samsung Innovation saves you energy and time with easy-to-connect appliance technology. Plus, during Schaefer's anniversary, get free delivery on your appliance purchase.
So hurry in during Schaefer's 79th anniversary event, going on now.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in season? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sapp Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sapp Brothers, enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. As Husker Country knows, the only thing stronger than the roar at Memorial Stadium is the drive of a farmer putting food on the table. Fuel your farm with Sapp Brothers Petroleum and enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. Visit sapbros.net today. Sapp Brothers Petroleum, fueling the heartland. Go Big Red.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Now back to All In on 93.7 The Ticket with your hosts, Caleb Smith and Ridge Lovett.
Welcome back in, All In. Harrison Arns, Caleb Smith. And we've talked about everything except for Husker volleyball. So dominant weekend. UCLA, USC. Thank you for the attendance records. You're welcome, I should say. Not thank you. We gave
you're
them to
welcome.
you guys. You're welcome. At least for the season. I'm not sure if it's a. I don't want to say it was a program record, but this single season record once again. I mean, it's just they lost one set to UCLA, and then USC they swept them. And that one set that UCLA got, they posted it everywhere. It was a big deal. Not to belittle
Good for
people.
you.
Yeah, it's just like. Just kind of shows you where they're at. Like, I don't know what the equivalent would be.
That'd be like somebody getting a takedown on you.
Yeah, and
in
losing.
wrestling. Yeah, and losing. They're like, oh, I took down freaking national champ. Like, okay, well, what about the rest of the game?
Mm-hmm.
You still lost.
Still lost. Shout out to the women's volleyball team. They are so good.
They're so good. Thank you for being the standard of Nebraska athletics. I got to just give that to y'all. Like, y'all have the crown in that. Hopefully we're trying to take over, but y'all are doing a phenomenal job, and it's been fun to watch.
I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what they do night in, night out is it's ridiculous.
If you want to rebuttal me, you can, but look at the results before you do, please.
Yeah, I mean, like, who's setting attendance records in other states? Who's sitting here undefeated? Who's only lost? No, who has not lost? One set to a Big Ten team.
That's what I'm saying. And getting ticket prices raised at other games.
By a lot.
Because you're that good. That means you're doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, the ticket prices are always funny. Like, I always say it all the time. Like, there's probably a lot of dudes that have girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
And their girlfriends probably ask for a volleyball game.
Yep.
Save up.
You got to. Because those tickets are not free.
No, they're going to run you. Like, the one match was like $400.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
And it's like, you want 2 tickets. It's like, you and your girls, $800 alone. And we're not talking courtside.
We eating rice and beans the rest of the month, baby.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to try to see if we can sneak in a soda. Because, like, after that, I'm going to be cut dry. And the concessions are going to be like, spend $22 on beers on top of that.
It's
just
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great thing to have. And not only do, I'm sure we enjoy it because it makes our university and our great city of Lincoln a lot of money, but other universities got to love it when the Huskers come to town.
Oh, for sure. I bet you they're trying to book them right now for next year.
Like, we can make a lot of money on this. Well, that being said, I guess I got one more Husker note. I noticed Cal Perry, the former Husker baseball player, got drafted to the Coconuts.
Really?
Which is unfortunate, but great for him. The only thing I say is unfortunate. And hopefully they can play us. Actually, I think it's going to be the Firefighters because we're going to have that Savannah Banana Balls in Memorial Stadium.
I saw that.
Yeah, but now I realize like Cal Perry won't be there unless they figure out a way. But I think we're playing the Firefighters. So that'll be cool. Shout out to Cal Perry. He's been drafted to another one of those. It's the Banana Ball League. So he's still doing his thing out there. But I just want to put that out there. So I'm not sure. Maybe they figure out a way to get him out there to Memorial Stadium.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because I really wanted Cal Perry to be out there for it because I know he was chirping and Dannon even retweeted his tweet when he was on the Savannah Bananas. But it's been incredible. But that being said, Caleb Smith, final thing I got for you. We talked about UFC. I asked the same thing to Ridge. Do you ever want to get into it? Hop into the octagon?
Man, I've thought about it a lot. And in the past, I said no. The only thing that stops me is
man, you are thinking about it.
I am thinking about it, but the only thing that stops me is like getting somebody's toes in my face, getting kicked in the face, or like getting hit with a knee bar.
Yeah.
But I see Islam Makhachev wrestle these guys, and I'm like, dang, I could make millions of dollars just taking you down.
I was gonna say, would you stop? I mean, just be a grappler.
Yeah, I would. I don't need to throw hands. Like I'll throw hands a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like a little bit like Bo Nickel, maybe a little bit faster, a little bit better looking. But I mean, I ain't going to just stay on my feet the whole time. I'm trying to protect my brain and my face.
It's a crazy thing. Like I think every guy has that dream of doing it. Like I'm out of the camp. Like it's a dream for me. I know that much.
Mhm.
If I had any possibility, I would have done like wrestling or something close to it. But just the way the sport grows, I'm always curious. Like, man, I wonder how many of these Husker, if we're gonna have any of these guys ever hop into the mix. We'll wait and see. I don't want to make you make any commitments.
If
It's such a violent
if
sport.
UFC fighters end up getting paid like boxers, I'm in.
There you go.
If they get paid like wrestlers, I'm cool.
I think that's a fair answer.
Yeah.
Dana White, do your thing. See if we can get those numbers up. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. That is Caleb Smith. I am Harrison Arns. Don't go anywhere. Good morning, Pierce Snell, the former Husker, coming up next.